Given love for Christmas, will there be a change in the leader of the opposition?
Is Dancia Penn in or out? And the NDP pledges covenants and rebranding. These and more stories when 284 News returns. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Topping our newscast today, according to a Government Information Services press release, reconstruction work on the Enos Adams Primary School is moving ahead with the completion of a 7,000-gallon cistern, 2 storage rooms, and the courtyard. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Culture, Dr. Marcia Potter, officials from the ministry, and the project's benefactor, Mr. Peter Haycraft of Rotown Wholesale Company Limited, visited the project site on Monday, December 10th to get an update on the progress made in the reconstruction of the school. Dr. Potter thanked Mr. Haycraft and all the persons involved in the project for working diligently to complete the school. The groundbreaking ceremony of the Enos Adams Primary School was held in February of this year after the passing of Hurricane Irma in September 2017. Other schools to be rehabilitated included the Willard Whitley, Francis Letzum, Joyce Samuel, Alexandrina Maduro, Althea Scaliff, and Ebenezer Thomas Primary Schools, the Brigado Flags Educational Center Primary Division, and the Claudia Creaky Educational Center. The government of the Virgin Islands also has plans to reconstruct schools that were deemed unusable or severely damaged. Schools that were completely reconstructed by government and or private benefactors and have reopened are the Robinson O'Neill Memorial School and Leonora Delville Primary. The Ivan Dawson Primary School and Enid Scatliff Pre-Primary will be completed and reopened in January 2019 for the beginning of the Lent term.
The term BV Islander, Dung Islander, expatriate, born here are all common terms being used to categorize residents according to status in the BVI. But the word topping the list, especially in recent times, is Indigenous Virgin Islander, a term that many persons have a conflicting opinion on. 284 News consulted with Dr. Catherine Smith, Director of the Virgin Islands Studies Institute at HLSCC for insight. Take a look.
Dr. Smith, meaning comes into context considering the nature and context of this conversation, especially in this political climate. And this is right up your alley. I think it requires clarification and it is very timely. In your humble opinion, what does the word or the phrase Indigenous Virgin Islander mean?
Okay, when we are indigenous to a certain area or region, we have originated from that area or region without having arrived there or migrated there initially. So mankind originated on the continent of Africa. Streams of migration out of that continent went throughout the world. Amerindians crossed to the Bering Straits, into Alaska, down through North America, Central America, North America, stopping and settling as they moved. This happens over an enormous stretch of period.
Right.
In 1000 BC, we have the first presence of Amerindian in the Virgin Islands. They came from the Orinoco Basin in Venezuela and just migrated over through Trinidad, Tobago, and up through all of the islands. These in 1000 BC didn't settle, they kind of moved through the Virgin Islands. However, a few centuries later, Amerindians settled in the Virgin Islands all over Tortola, presence in Anegada, Virgin Gorda, and other islands. So they really are the original settlers or inhabitants of these Virgin Islands, having come, though, from elsewhere. The diversity that we have today and the statements that many hands built the Virgin Islands in this modern period is correct, but needs to be placed within the proper timeline. There can be no discrimination on the basis of nationality, etc. We know that we have laws, we know we have a constitution, and certainly amongst the different categories of Virgin Islanders today, there can be no discrimination, yet and still. We do have to place this relatively modern, we're talking 20th century as opposed to centuries ago. We do have to place this language within the context of that timeline. This is a modern phenomenon. We have many contributors. We have people who are here, are dedicated, yet there is a history that I think is not being really understood, is not being honored, and has to be placed within the proper context of this whole discussion.
284 News would like to thank Dr. Smith for her clarification on this on what we consider to be a very sensitive topic, and hopefully her insight can channel the conversation in a new direction, the direction of positive change. Viewers, you're free to check out a more in-depth video on this topic on our Facebook page.
You know, Jovan, I had a conversation with one of our politicians this week, and I asked him, I said, what's one of your pet peeves? And he actually said his major pet peeve is hearing people use terms like indigenous and be born here and not from here. So it's interesting that that's kind of taken off, and it still seems to be something that's plaguing our society.
Indeed, there's a lot of conflicting opinions. I'm very glad Dr. Smith gave us a historical background into what the word truly means.
All right, in a media press conference hosted by the National Democratic Party on Monday, December 10th, 2018, the NDP pledged a new covenant with the people of the Virgin Islands, thereby rebranding the party to fit the current challenges of the BVI. Under the proposed covenant, 8 commitments were laid out that range from an inclusive approach to politics to the pledge of unity, especially in a time where former members disembarked the NDP vehicle to now form their own.
You know, Ron, one thing's for sure, a lot is being said, but by now we all know, and it's probably unanimous, that this political race, it's not just for the swift, but for those who can endure simultaneously, only for those who can effectively practice what they preach. 284 News will continue to bring you it first. Let's see who will stand the test. Up next is Dancia Penn, in or out? And will there be a change in the leader of the opposition? Stick around, you're watching 284 News.
Getting ready for Christmas is all about the finishing touches.
The icing on the cake. The table neatly set. Decorations specially placed. And gifts thoughtfully wrapped. All to share with those we love. In special moments as simple as this.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Colonial, where people come first.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching 284 News. The political saga continues as we count down to elections 2019. We've seen the meltdowns, we've seen the breakaways, we've seen new alliances being formed, and most recently, covenants being pledged by political postulants to the people of the British Virgin Islands. Despite all confirmed, there are a few question marks lingering over the heads of a few political contenders regarding their intentions to run or not. Mistress Dancia Penn is one such person who surfaced in the midst of media reports suggestive of her intent to run, and 284 News reached out to her for clarification and was responded to with a public statement that read, and I quote, "Recent media reports that I am a candidate in the upcoming general elections are premature. I have been approached by many groups and individuals and have been invited by several political parties, including the Progressive Virgin Islands Movement, PVIM, to re-enter electoral politics. I have a deep commitment to the Virgin Islands and their future, particularly in these unprecedented challenging times. I am grateful for the many persons who continue to encourage me to return to electoral politics, and I am giving serious and active consideration to the professional, business, personal, and public implications of this critical decision and its timing. I will make a further public announcement in the coming weeks. While Mr. Penn elucidated the claims and did not indicate an alliance with any of the parties slated to contest, leader of the PVIM party, Honorable Ronnie Skelton, at the official PVIM launch last Friday, publicly stated that Penn will be joining the movement as an election candidate.
Interesting. And while we're on politics, Jovan, as the political climate in the Virgin Islands continues to heat up, political observers continue to pay close attention to various developments, another being whether or not there will be a new leader of the opposition. Members within one of the territory's newest political groups, Progressive Virgin Islands Movement, are allegedly discussing the need for a potential change in the opposition leader. The PVIM now holds a 3-seat majority in the 5-member opposition of the House of Assembly. It is unclear as to whether there will actually be a change in the opposition, as to date, there have been no official discussions or written communications to Governor Augustus Jaspert regarding the matter. Now, under the Constitution, Section 70, an opposition leader is appointed when a majority of the opposition members tell the governor as to who they wish to lead them in the opposition. So this, in fact, can change. If in fact there is a change in the opposition leader before the House is dissolved, it will give way to a different tone going into the general elections. That's my personal thought. Presently, the leader of the opposition is the Honorable Andrew A. Foy, representative for the 1st Electoral District. He was appointed opposition leader just over a year ago after he was successful in the Virgin Islands Party internal elections for party chairman.
This is definitely a revelation to look forward to in the House of Assembly, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Stay tuned.
All right, the Christmas season is in full swing and it's all about spreading love and good cheer to our family and friends, but oftentimes we forget that this love can be extended beyond who we know and to persons in need. With that in mind, SPF Love Notes, a daily devotional ministry, is on the verge of launching their Give Love for Christmas promotion that will cater to the specific needs of the geriatric population by gifting our elders with things that are practical and useful this holiday season and beyond. 284 News caught up with the organizer of the initiative, and she had this to say.
Hello, everyone. This is Sandra Phillip Hodge from SPH Love Notes, and I am saying, give love for Christmas. Give love for Christmas. And this year, let us focus on the older population, the older ones in our midst. Yes, we must give love every day, but at Christmas time, we can actually give love and show it with something tangible. So I am saying, let us promote giving love in a tangible way to the senior citizens and the older people in our lives. And we have a program that is going to be going out to show how we can do this. So have a very, very blessed holiday season. God love you, God loves us all, and let us stay focused on His love. Amen. Hallelujah.
This promotion aims to stimulate awareness for care and concern of the elderly, bring families closer, and brighten the lives of those who may be spending their last Christmas with loved ones, corporate and wider community. We, 284 News, would love to implore you to participate in this initiative that will bring joy to the hearts of our elders, the molders and foundations of who we are and what we represent today. Sandra Hodge, organizer of the initiative, can be reached on 499-9045. Again, that's 499-9045.
That story reminds me of that song, Jovan. Give love on Christmas Day.
Ron, I just love your voice.
On Christmas Day. So give love, guys. You got to do it.
All right. 284 News would now like to take this time to express our deepest sympathy to the families that have lost loved ones this past week. You are in our continued thoughts and prayers.
Up next, we've got regional and international news, as well as Ricky with the Weekend Vibes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. You're watching 284 News.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
The
Other provider promises a lot. I heard them say they are fast, but are they really?
How long I gotta wait to get connected?
I tried them already and they let me down. All these ads about networks have me confused.
Who can I really trust?
I use a lot of data.
Who can I depend on?
I'm scared to switch.
What if something goes wrong?
Who can I really trust?
I'm scared to switch.
Yeah. Ooh.
Huh?
Beep beep. Vroom. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
On the regional scene, Jamaican dancehall singer Mark Anthony Marie, famously known as Buju Banton, has been released from U.S. federal prison after serving 7 years out of his 10-year sentence. In 2011, Banton was found guilty of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute 5 or more kilograms of cocaine, possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense, and using communication wires to facilitate a drug trafficking offense. His release saw hundreds of fans line in the airport to welcome him home, and many celebrities, including Puff Daddy, expressing their excitement about his release.
From a promoter's perspective, I think Buju being released from prison is a big deal to reggae music. Reggae, for a couple of years now, has had a void in live performances, in recordings. So, Buju being back kinda fills that void. Well, it definitely fills the void. And there is also a need for that old authentic reggae music coming from the land of reggae itself, Jamaica. So I really think that Buju being back is a great deal, and the world is waiting on Buju. Yeah.
The reggae dancehall musical icon, who won a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album back in 2011 and completed a master's degree in music and business management from the University of New York while in prison, is also rumored to be back in the studio, already recording an album due to be released early next year.
Right. Jovan, was it me alone, or it was the entire Caribbean, the entire world just kind of like waiting?
Listen, everybody was very excited about his release. And I think his music, even though very exceptional in the past, will amp up a little bit more
though,
based on his experience. And so I'm looking forward to his new album.
Definitely. Theresa May has vowed to fight for her political life after members of her own party triggered a vote of no confidence in her leadership over the handling of Brexit. The British leader would plummet if 158 of her party's 350 lawmakers don't support her in a ballot held on Wednesday. If she loses the vote, she will be out as the Conservative leader and will likely outline when she will step down as the UK Prime Minister. The vote of no confidence began after a 48 consecutive members of Parliament submitted letters demanding a vote to the 1922 committee, which represents rank-and-file Conservative MPs in the House of Commons. Theresa May has come out and come under fire many times, and her ability to lead has been questioned many times before, for which she has been able to withstand. In a statement, May said she would fight with everything I've got.
All right, and that's it for your regional and your international news. If you're wondering what's happening this weekend, we've got Ricky with your Entertainment 411. Stick around, you're watching 284 News.
Strange this feeling I'm feeling, but your love we will always believe in. Though you may think my faith is in vain, till Shiloh will chant Rastafari's name. Yeah! Buja Banton, enough love to the eye and welcome back to the land of the free. We are looking for fresh music from the eye. All of us here at 284 Media and all of the eyes here in the BVI. We can't wait till you drop your next single because I know I and I will be listening it and I will be downloading it from iTunes. Yes! So I have to say greetings to all my weekend warriors. You know, it is I, Ricky, with an I, and this is the weekend vibes. And you don't know, the weekend turn up all the way up. Soon as we leave work, we're going tropics this Friday and Coconut Lounge this Friday, right down there on the Pier Park. And then from we leave Tropics and Coconut Lounge, you know, we're heading up to the East End to the Hub Lounge for Fantastic Friday. There's a naughty or nice edition. And if you see the girls right here, you see that? This one right here. I am going to look for her because she told me that she's going to be there. So you don't know, it's going to be some wheeling and thing, and I will be there. But Saturday is a very, very, very big day for us at CCT and as well as Caribbean Sellers as we are closing out our Freedom to Fet Challenge. So it's going to be the Fantastic Four versus the Good Tonians to see who will be going to the 2019 Uber Soca Cruise. It's all going to end off at the KMS 5th Annual Surf and Wash with Lobster and an epic shutter pass domino game featuring a special drink from Caribbean Sellers, all right? So later on Saturday night, we're going to the Naughty and Nice Bashment with DJ Bertram and DJ Smooth, and that's gonna be up at Island Sizzle. No, on Sunday, when everyone has recovered from all of the epicness that went on Friday and Saturday, then we will be heading over to the Pier Park with our kids, nieces, nephews, grandchildren. And if you have an ultrasound picture and you are pregnant, please bring that picture and present it to the fellas of 5 because they're having the taller leg of the How Vibes Soul Christmas, and they're going to be giving gifts to the children. So please come out with your entire family. It's going to be fun. It's going to be the CCT Bouncy Castle. It's going to be amazing. Now, if you want to have your event featured, please send us an email to marketing@cctvbi.com and let's see how we can add it to the weekend vibes. Once again, this is Ricky with an I, and if you see me on the weekend, it's the vibes. Buy me a drink and let's vibe. Bless up. Yes, I.
And that's it for your entertainment roundup and this week's news. Be sure to like us on Facebook at 284 Media and 284 BVI on Instagram as well as Twitter. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Ron Grant. Be sure to join us again next week as we deliver honest and impartial news right here on 284 News. Happy Friday, everybody.